Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel. Today is Saturday the 22nd, 21st I think of June. And I thought what better to do on a day when we've got a heat wave than record a video. It is too hot. I've been shut myself in my room. It's the first time I think I've drawn the curtains in, gosh, probably a week. They've been shut. Just too hot to do anything, to do much, so I thought I'd take a break from watching the telly, watching films, and I'll do my deliveries video for the week because I'm only expecting 2 more, and I'll tag that onto the following week's video because I don't actually know when they'll be arriving, and I've got a substantial amount to show off. So we'll go through the DVDs first, and then the Blu-rays and one 4K that I got. So I'm trying to get them in some sort of order. Right, there we go. You'll have seen this already in my weekly watches by the time this video goes up. I don't usually show the films that I've shown in my weekly watches, but purely because I'm recording this before that, I might as well check them in because I've not filed them away yet. And it's a film called The Comedian. As you can see, really good cast in this one. I'll just rattle them off. Robert De Niro, Leslie Mann, Danny DeVito, Edie Falco, Charles Grodin, Cloris Leachman, Patti LuPone, and Harvey Keitel. And as I said, I have watched this one. You will already know my thoughts on this. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Really surprising little film. Yes, I spent nearly £20 on a DVD for it, but you just can't get hold of it anywhere. I didn't check for streaming, but much rather have this one on physical. And it was worth every penny, I would say. It's a really good film. It's about an aging comic who is kind of a has-been. He's seen better days. He's a bit struggling on the down. And everyone that meets him, all of his fans, just want him to go back to the big character that he was well known for back in the day. And he doesn't want to do that anymore. He wants to just do his comedy. And along the way, he comes across these characters, one of which is Leslie Mann, who's a character he meets whilst he's doing community service in a local church, I think it is. You've got Danny DeVito, who plays his brother, and Patti LuPone, who is his sister-in-law. Edie Falco plays his agent, who at this point I don't think he's really paying her anything. She's just doing it as a favour, trying to get him some work. She's kind of, you know, she's just trying her best for him. And yeah, Harvey Keitel plays Leslie Mann's dad in the film. And yeah, really heartwarming, very funny Robert De Niro film, directed by Taylor Hackford as well. So yeah, that's my first pickup of the week, The Comedian. Next up, this was Sam's recommendation. Sam put in the group, "Oh, Ollie, have you seen this? There's a copy going for about," I think he said it was about £5. It's one that's out of print now. You can't get it on Blu-ray. Well, you can. I think you can import it from America, but he said it's right up my street. I'd really like it. So I've got it. I don't know. I think Sam's going to see it at the cinema for a re-release in the coming week, so he said he's not going to bother for now. But it's a film called Reality Bites, which is actually a Ben Stiller film. Funnily enough, produced by Danny DeVito, this one. You've got Winona Ryder, Ethan Hawke, Ben Stiller, John Mahoney, Janine Garofalo, Steve Zahn, Joe Don Baker, Swoosie Kurt. So pretty decent cast there, and it looks like your typical 90s sort of teen coming of age thing film. Comedy about love in the 90s, yeah, what you kind of expect from seeing the front cover. But if anyone has watched my channel for any length of time, you'll know I'm a sucker for these types of films. So yep, pulled the trigger on that one, so we'll be giving that one a go. And then these next 3 are Roy recommendations. I believe these were from last week's weekly watches of his, and all 3 of them sold me. The first one case is not shut properly, is called In Which We Serve, which is a war film from 1942. So one of the films that was made during the war. It's a Noel Coward film, but not only is it directed by Noel Coward, it is also directed by David Lean as well. Terrific director. Lawrence of Arabia, one of my favourite films. Well, it's just a masterpiece, isn't it? And Dr. Zhivago as well, brilliant film. Do need to grab a copy of Brief Encounter because I know that's one of Roy's favourites as well. But this also stars Noel Coward. You've got John Mills, Bernard Miles, Celia Johnson. Really great cast. Quite longer than I expected, but kind of it's a David Lean film, so his films do generally tend to be a bit long. 138 minutes. So yeah, that might be one that I get onto at some point next week. Yeah, I do like a good war film sometimes, and Roy definitely sold me on this one. So that's In Which We Serve. And then this one I've actually watched today. So again, you will have seen this in this week's Weekly Watches, so you'll already know my thoughts on this one. It's called Across 110th Street. Another one, I think Roy praised this one the most from last week, if I remember rightly. He recommended this one above all the others. It's a 70s cop film which sold me. I love like sort of your cop films from the 70s, especially if it's set in New York, which this one is. And it's kind of about the control of Harlem in the 70s. You've got the mafia. You've got just gangsters trying to fight for territory in Harlem in the early 70s. You've got two cops played by the brilliant Anthony Quinn and Yaphet Kotto, who are very different, have very different ways of looking at things and getting things done. And they've been tasked with finding the killers of this group of individuals who were basically robbed. I won't go any further. It's your typical, like I said, 70s cop thriller with a bit of blaxploitation mixed in as well. And yes, quite a good film, an hour and a half. Not too long, not too big of a commitment. If you like your 70s cop films, then I'd recommend this one. It was a good watch. I did enjoy this one. So yeah, that's Across 110th Street. And the final DVD this week is one that Roy said he watched years ago and really liked, and he rewatched it last week and wasn't big on it. But from how he was describing it, the cast involved, the time it came out, the type of film it is, I just thought it ticked all the boxes for me. And it's a film called Junebug, which stars Amy Adams, Embeth Davidtz, Ben McKenzie, Alessandro Nivola, Frank Hoyt-Taylor, Celia Weston and Scott Wilson. And looks like a indie drama from the mid-noughties, I believe. Is it 2006? Yeah, 2006 is the date on the back of this. Yeah, it sounded good. About an art dealer and her husband who travel to like central North Carolina, where he introduces his wife to his family, who are a bit different to what she expects. And yeah, it's a drama of sorts, family sort of drama, I believe. So yeah, another one that I'm sure I'll get something out of, and it's a Eureka title as well. So yeah, Junebug. On to the Blu-rays. First one, I was watching The Limey last weekend. Again, that would have been in my weekly watches. And I just thought Terence Stamp's just a terrific actor. I need to get more films with him in. This is one I'd seen before years ago when it first came out. I thought it was a really nice British film. Also stars Vanessa Redgrave, Gemma Arterton and Christopher Eccleston. And it's a film called Song for Marian. Yeah, really good. If you like your British feel-good films, I highly recommend this. An hour and a half. Very heartwarming. Basically about a grumpy pensioner played by Terence Stamp, who is basically persuaded by his beloved wife Marian, played by the brilliant Vanessa Redgrave, to join her local choir. They don't sing your typical songs, they sing a bit of hip-hop modern. It's quite funny. and he don't really want to get involved at all. He's not got a great relationship with his son, played by Christopher Eccleston, and basically the choir director's got to try and persuade him it's not too late for him to take life on, get back into it, and yeah, I'm not going to say much more than that. If that sounds like your sort of thing, I recommend it. It's really good British comedy. I would say it's more of a comedy. There's dramatic elements to it for sure, but really good feel-good film. So yeah, that one I highly recommend. Song for Marian. The next one's sort of similar things. I think it's about a choir group. Came out the same year actually, and actually directed by Dustin Hoffman. So I'm sure Jodie's probably already seen this. It's one that I have seen. Again, it's been a while since I watched it, and it's Quartet. Maggie Smith, Tom Courtenay, Billy Connolly, Pauline Collins, and Michael Gambon. Why is that? Oh, and the disc is not... See, I just chucked it on the shelf, didn't actually check. And that is too high up. So I'm going to try and move that down now. That's better. Not really. It's still a bit skew. I don't know why people mess with these. That'll do. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone else in this. Doesn't have any other names on the back, no. But yeah, about a retirement home for singers, I think it is, like ex-singers, ex-musicians. Yeah, musicians is the word I was looking for. And Maggie Smith's character arrives and sort of ruffles feathers because her ex-husband's there, played by Tom Courtenay. You got Billy Connolly, who is best friends with Tom Courtenay's character, and you got Pauline Collins, who's also one of their friends, and it's about them getting together to rehearse for this big concert that they've been invited to, and it's again very heartwarming, very easygoing British film. If it sounds like your sort of thing, it's another one that I can definitely recommend. And I went from that because at the time this came out, I got confused with this one and another film because they came out around the same time. So I picked this one up as well because it also sounded up my street. A Late Quartet, also 2012. This one stars Philip Seymour Hoffman, Christopher Walken, Catherine Keener, and Mark Ivanir. Yeah, and I remember, like I said, these two came out at the same time, and I got confused between the both of them, but I've not seen this one. And I'm not too familiar with the story. Imogen Poots is in this one as well. Wallace Shawn, he's always good seeing him pop up in things. But yeah, not 100% sure on this one, but it's a Curzon release as well. It's got a great cast, good reviews, so I thought I'd give that one a go. Again, I'm pretty sure it's about a group, a quartet, who has performed together for over 25 years, attracting worldwide acclaim. One member admits that time may have finally caught up with him. The group finds itself faced with an uncertain future, shifting dynamics, and strange relationships echoed by the complexities of this one-song piece, Beethoven's notoriously difficult string quartet number 14. Yeah, sounds like a good watch, that one. So that's A Late Quartet. Another one that came out sort of the same time as like your Quartet and Song for Marian. Same sort of feel-good film. This is an American film though. It's called Robot and Frank. Never got around to watching this, but it was one that always interested me. It's Frank Langella. You've got James Marsden, Liv Tyler, Jeremy Strong, Jeremy Sisto, Peter Sarsgaard, Susan Sarandon. Set in the near future about a retired cat burglar, Frank, played by Frank Langella. Two grim children who think that he no longer can live by himself, so they buy him a robot, basically, that can help him with his physical and mental health, and they sort of slowly form a relationship and Frank decides to use robots' skills to get back in the game. That's all I know about it, but sounds up my street. Looks like a good heartwarming film, so yeah, one that I'm happy to have in the collection. Robot and Frank. Next up, I was watching Roy's collection video, and he showed one of these 3 films in there, and he said, oh, he thinks it's out of print. I looked, it is out of print, but I saw this 3-film Blu-ray set on Music Magpie going for £7, so I just bought it, pulled the trigger. I then looked on eBay. You can't really get it on eBay anywhere else. I looked on Amazon, used, it was going for nearly £40. So I think I got a steal. And it is 3-film box set. I think they are all Joe Wright films. Yep. So you've got Anna Karenina, Atonement, which was the reason I was getting it, and Pride and Prejudice. So all 3 films I don't own, haven't seen, interested in watching, especially Atonement. So yeah, really happy to have that one. This set, all on 3 different discs as well, which is nice. So yeah, happy to have that, and I will be digging into this set very shortly. Next up is one that I saw at the cinema back in February. I thought it was a decent action film, nothing too special, but I saw this on eBay for about £10, and I thought, yeah, I'll pick it up at that price because it was a fun action film. And it is the film Love Hurts, starring Kiki Kwan and Ariana DeBose. Follows Marvin, who basically left his violent life behind to be a suburban, mild-mannered realtor, just your average, everyday guy. He left behind his partner, Rose, to leave his life of crime, basically, but she comes back out of the blue and wants him to help her take revenge on his crime lord brother, played by Daniel Wu. He doesn't want to get involved at all, but he is unfortunately dragged into it and has to unleash his old self. It's your John Wick type action. I mean, it says from producers of Nobody and Violent Night, and John Wick, and Bullet Train as well, 87 North. It's that type of action. The story is very average, but it's very entertaining for an hour and a half. Not even that, an hour and 23, so not very long at all. Lots of fun, really good action. Recommend this if you like your turn your brain off type action films. Yeah, that one is Love Hurts. Next up we have I Start Counting, which has been doing the rounds recently. So I popped on the bandwagon for this one. And I have watched this, so you'll already know my thoughts on it. I thought it was good. Not one I can see myself going back to very often, but I'm happy I watched it because it's a decent British film. Just a bit tonally, it's just a bit weird for me to get my head around, but I'm definitely willing to give it a go again in the future, so we'll be staying in my collection. So yeah, that's I Start Counting. Next up, one that Roy mentioned, that Jodie mentioned as well in her Merryill Street video. Merryill Street was one of my favourites. Robert Zemeckis is probably my favourite director. And you got Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn in this as well. Death Becomes Her, just one that I had to add to the collection because shockingly I didn't have it. So yeah, give this a watch again soon hopefully because I love this film. Really funny, really wacky. And the final one, I'm a bit late to the party on this one, but I had a little bit of money left on my Amazon voucher from work, and I thought there was nothing else I really was that keen on getting, so I only spent £10 on this with the rest of my Amazon voucher as well. And I'm probably going to, by the time this goes up, have watched the transfer for this. I'm planning on watching it tomorrow afternoon, and it is obviously Dirty Harry 4K. I'm not going to get any of the other Clint Eastwood 4Ks yet because I haven't seen any of the others, and I've obviously got my Clint set, so I'd rather watch them from there first before I decide on getting the 4Ks or not. But I've heard this is the best transfer of them all anyway, so very happy to get this one. Scorpio, one of the best cinema villains out there. Obviously Clint as Harry is just excellent, isn't he? Yeah, can't wait to crack into this one again. Yeah, Dirty Harry is my last delivery of the week. That is everything this week. I am sweating buckets at the moment, so I'm going to go back to sitting in front of the fan and doing bugger all for the rest of the afternoon. But yeah, let me know if you've got any of those down below and your thoughts on any of them as well. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And before I go, I will just say tonight, 7:30, the live streams. Get my words out. The live stream is going on as usual. It will be myself, Sam, I think Ellery's planning on joining for an hour, James Movie Man joining as well, maybe a few others, and a special guest which I will leave as a surprise. So that is it for now. So until next time everyone, take care, goodbye.